Hey! Gosh, where did January go? I have thought I'd be somewhere midway or done with the fourth Thompson Twins book by this point, and yet I've been busier than usual and picking away at my ska book. I just kind of assumed everybody knew what ska music was, but recently learned that's not the case. Um, Suffice it to say, you don't need to be a fan of ska to enjoy the novel. It's really a book, really about like that new adult period, where characters are finishing high school and college and coming into adulthood and finding their way in the real world. Only in this case, the real world is complicated by the fact they're in a band that is considered by some a one-hit wonder, which the band members resent, of course. The novel's set in Ann Arbor, Michigan, and has some small Easter egg kind of overlap moments with Lies from Beechwood Drive. So if you read that, you'll probably pick up on some of those things. But the band is called SKAborough Fair, and they're huge fans of Simon and Garfunkel, even though their music sounds nothing like it. And it takes place in the 1990s. Anyway, I'm doing some kind of fun things with it. I commissioned my friend Colin Scharf to write a song that will be in the novel. And so it'll talk about it, but it also, we'll use it to promote it as well. Commissioning another friend to actually do original art for the novel's cover. Really excited about that. I've been seeing some of the stuff that she's been doing and always admired her work. And it's just kind of fun to see what she comes up with for the novel itself here. And I gave the novel a title, which is The Life and Times of SKAborough Fair. So woohoo! Finally it's named. I always struggle with titles for whatever reason. I shared my spreadsheet where I track stuff the other day and had several people email me and ask questions about it, so I just figured I'd address that really quick here too. I know authors do things in different ways. I've read all kinds of books about writing and talked to people about their process, and I don't know that anybody quite does this, but for whatever reason, I like Excel spreadsheets. I'm super nerdy. I like the formulas, and I like tracking my word count. I don't set like a basic threshold for myself, but it seems like I usually hit someplace around 1,000 words a day when I'm writing. And so I just kind of like the net word count in there. At the end of the day, I may have cut a bunch of stuff and added some things, and so I only really track the final word count at the end of the day versus where it was the previous day. And so that spreadsheet tells me how many words I've produced on a daily basis. It updates me on my best days and worst days and average days, and I like that it holds me accountable to putting something in the spreadsheet. And then it also reminds me of my accomplishments. So even though by the numbers this book looks like it was written in 38 days, that isn't even remotely true. I started writing this a number of times. I think the earliest version I had was a short story in 1997. Kind of grew into a memoir of sorts and then turned fictional again. It lay dormant for a while. I started writing again as a book about working in retail. And then for whatever reason, November 17th of last year, it occurred to me that I could bring these two things together, and it just kind of fell into place. Technically, on my spreadsheet, it looks like I finished it on January 21st, 2022, but it's not done. I mean, the meat of the writing is. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to set it aside. I'm going to work on the fourth Thompson Twins book, which takes place at the Minnesota Zoo. And then I'll come back to SKAborough Fair with fresh eyes. I'll revise it. I'll send it out to some friends who are in bands so they can tell me what I got wrong. And I'll make revisions. And then I'll send it over to Heidi for edits and proofing. I'll revise it again, and hopefully I'll have it out in the world by my birthday, September 13th. It's always a fun way for me to celebrate by sharing something that I love doing. So we'll see. Anyway, hope all is well with you and that you're staying happy and healthy. And if you have any questions or whatever, feel free to shoot me an email or leave me a comment. Thanks so much.